Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining in on our part 5 of our wealth series. This is the intuitive wealth that you are listening right now, and we're recording live at 7:02 p.m. and it's the month of June 2015. If you haven't been able to listen to the previous recordings, what you can do is you can go to youtube.com and look for Narmada space Akshat, and you will find the different parts which kind of build up on the series. So it's 7th of June here. So let's go ahead. To work with the intuitive wealth, I am guided to do some fun exercises instead of the lecture part much. So let's see how it flows. We begin with a short invocation, a prayer for divine blessings, reaffirming the blessings, fine-tuning ourselves to the light frequencies, to the Supreme Essence, Divine Father and Divine Mother, our spiritual teachers, all the spiritual teachers, holy masters, holy saints, holy archangels, holy angels, beings of light, and all the great, great ones. We humbly invoke for divine guidance, divine love, illumination, divine oneness, abundance, peace, prosperity, spirituality, harmony, inner healing, divine help, and divine protection. We thank you in full faith. And we take a moment to visualize a beautiful platinum flame surrounding the body. Let the platinum flame dissolve any and all unharmonious energies, memories, situations. Let dissolve cords that no longer serve. Let this platinum flame. We invoke the platinum net to cleanse the space where we are right now. And we now bring awareness into the very center of our heart. And we visualize a bright beam of white light. This is our inner power. And we visualize this bright beam converting itself into a beautiful sun. And let this bright white sun illuminating from the center of your beingness, let it light up your cells, just like switching on the cells, switching on the light body, all the organs. Let the white light transmute, transform in all fear-based energies. We let the light be irradiated out through the pores of the skin. Let this light reveal your multidimensional self. Let it spread out into every single person joined up today. Let it spread out into the entire planet. Just take a moment to visualize the planet being irradiated with this beautiful diamond white light. This light has no agenda, but everything that it touches is transformed into light. It's like turning on the light bulb. Entire planet. Take a moment to feel this light transforming the entire physical body into a body of light. Everything that is physical that you know of is nothing but densified light. Light holds all the secrets. Everything comes from light. And feel this light continue to expand into the very universe, becoming one with the stars, the galaxies, the planets, the meteoroids. Feel yourself becoming one with the ocean of light. I'm going to use some chantings to further help you in accelerating the expansion of your consciousness as you prepare to receive the transmission of the intuitive wealth today. A full deep breath as you notice the light bringing you to your center, the alignment. Feel your connection with the heavens and with the physical earth as well. Visualize root of light coming to the soles of the feet, going into the earth, and a root of light coming from the crown center at the top of the head, connecting with source. And visualizing tiny roots of light developing through every single cell, expanding horizontally into the space which we call love. Interconnected oneness. Please repeat together. I'm a being of divine light. I am a being of divine love. I am a being of divine power. I am one with all. All are one. In your mind's eye, you may suddenly see this river of stars, pure white light. Such deliciousness, such grounding. Consciousness is elastic, and you take a full deep breath, and you bring awareness back into the space where we started the session, back into your body, where you started. Just take a moment to become aware of the palms of your hand, the soles of your feet. Wasn't that a powerful clearing and expansion? Right? So we celebrate all of your powerful combined yeses to continue with the Wealth series. And today we are here to talk about the intuitive wealth. As we shared in the previous classes, the previous episodes of the series, that these are more like seeds rather than trying to explain a concept, right? So I'll be just flowing through, allowing whatever that comes through. It's not coming from the place of small I information. It's coming from the place of capital I information. So today I'm guided to talk just a bit and then directly move into some fun exercises to help you exercise your intuition. So what is intuition, by the way? Some people confuse intuition with fortune telling. Some people confuse intuition with crystal gazing. Some people confuse intuition with premonition. Some people confuse intuition with, especially the intuition of the mothers, when they just know how the children are, whether the children tell the mother or not, right? So these are actually, you can say, the psychic abilities within us all, but not intuition. I want you to understand that being a psychic and being intuitive are two different things. A psychic may be open to the inner worlds, might be able to do readings, might be able to see auras or things like that. But an intuitive can do the things that a psychic can do. Plus, that intuitive comes from a place of love. He or she comes from a place of serving the light. This is a very, very different uh, category. So you can say intuition, or if you imagine, let's imagine a point and let's label it as the psychic abilities. Let's draw a circle around that point and let's call it intuition. I hope that is pretty much clearer. So being a psychic and being intuitive are two different things. Someone who is psychic doesn't mean that they are spiritually evolved. Intuition comes from a place of love. It comes regularly from the place of knowingness, which some people call it as the clear cognizance, which means going straight to the source. So you might have heard about clairvoyance, the ability to see future or past or premonitions, right? But that is not intuition. That is just a psychic ability that is within us all. It tends to get activated under certain conditions. Like a lot of people who do a lot of drug abuse, they tend to experience psychism. They tend to experience inner worlds. And most of the time, the experience is nasty. Why? Because they haven't taken time to refine their consciousness. However, if you take the case of, the medicine men and women in the Native American tradition, or the shamans, or with the Aghors in India, that's a bit different story. They have done a lot of work to purify their consciousness so that it reflects the purity of the soul, the innocence of the soul, and then in controlled environment, or you can say a trained body and mind, they take those power plants with certain dosage. And a lot of times there's a lot of chanting and mantras going on there in the background. That's what helps them to expand. A lot of shamans in the Amazon jungle are known to find cures of a disease by doing some power plant stuff. Now, what I'm communicating right now could be very, very controversial, but please understand that every single word that I'm using here is after a lot of thought, making sure that you do receive the information and not get confused. So once again, people who abuse drugs also experience a psychic world, but in a different format, something that you would not like to experience. One of the effects of the drugs is usually tends to activate the heart center somehow. But what happens in that activation is kind of forceful, almost like if you imagine a caterpillar becoming a butterfly, if you try to help that caterpillar, it becomes weak. It is not possible for the caterpillar to be a strong butterfly if it is help from the outside source. Getting it? Now, there are also people who in controlled conditions, prepared mind and body, they use power plants. Mind the word, they are not abusing. They're not abusing the drugs or power plants. Let's use the word just power plants, the drugs here. And then they do experience something phenomenal, something that helps them to find answers, to accelerate their spiritual growth or their awareness, what I like to call it. The topic of the psychedelics is pretty, there's a lot of overlay on that. What I want to convey here today is that intuition is just is. Intuition is just is. It may be nudged or, kind of sparked through our lifestyle, which is in the service of light, or where you do regular lots of meditations, or you're living a life of service, starting with yourself, taking care of yourself. I'm not talking about the martyr-based service. I'm talking about the service that comes from the place of overflowing. You are so overflowing because you are filled with divine so much that it simply wants to serve. You may not be a millionaire, but still, you would want to serve and you would be impacting people's lives. Take a full deep breath. So, intuition is the faculty of the soul that simply knows. Knows. Some call it the claircognizant faculty, which is the psychic faculty to know anything just like that. How many of you ever experienced that you heard a word from a language that you don't use? Maybe you were born in India and you heard a certain English word, or maybe you were born in US and you heard a Japanese or some other word which you're not accustomed to, and you had a knowingness what that word meant. How many of you ever experienced that phenomena? Quite a lot of you. How many experienced when you wanted to learn something? It could be as simple as analyzing the business data, or let's make it more simple. As simple as making a cake or a cuisine. Okay? And when you learned that, you somehow had a knowingness that you just knew it, how to make it. You just needed confirmation from an outside source. How many of you ever felt that? Had that nudge? Quite a lot of us. So that is intuition. You can say the faculty of claircognizance is very, very close to intuition, but personally I will choose not to define claircognizance as intuition. Intuition is a much bigger faculty. Intuition is the faculty of the soul, or the attunement of the soul, to be able to know the divine will to a certain extent and be able to use the power of free will. It's like being able to dance in the Tao of contrast, is the ability to dance one's consciousness by being aware of the contrast, the crests and troughs. Take a full deep breath, everyone. The intuition topic is really out of the word, out of the something that we can explain through verbal communication. That's why you might find I'm finding hard to guess. You just have to receive and be open up. You may want to just, put your palms on your lap facing upwards and just be in a receptive pose. All right? You can listen to the lecture as many times as possible over YouTube and try to understand it or just know it. So intuition, in essence, is the faculty of the soul to know that it is. You might have heard about the term all that is. In the New Age, people usually use the term all that is. They don't use the term God or Goddess a lot. They use the term all that is. That all that is kind of difficult to describe. Some people can think it's about the stars and the planets. Some people think it's about the stars and the planets and the beings residing inside that. Some people go deeper and think of it as the beings inside the planet stars, the galaxies, and the atoms. Some people go even beyond it and think that something that is of the astral world, you can call it angels or beings of light, and the physical world, that's what makes all that is. But some people go even deeper and deeper and deeper. That all that is like the word which I want to use is, it's like that state of absolute consciousness which cannot be defined. It cannot be gathered in a concept. Because if it's gathered in a concept, it's limited to the mind. And mind is not God. Mind may be very powerful. Mind may be a very good friend or a very strong enemy. Mind is mind. It's neutral. But the soul is something else. In other words, the mind is supposed to serve the soul, not the other way around. As we are evolving in our consciousness, where we think that information is the ultimate deal, which is kind of true, we tend to be stuck in mind, and many times when some intuitive guidance comes up, we tend to ignore it. Whether we choose to listen to the intuition or ignore it, and if you're practicing awareness, what's going on within, we will learn. How many of you ever experienced that you had the intuitive, you may call it hunch, I don't want to call it hunch though, it's still connected to psychic realm. You may have the awareness regarding a certain person. Let's say you're going to do a business deal, or you wanted to enter a relationship or something like that. You had the intuition that it's not going to work, but on the logical level, on the left brain level, it seemed correct. But when you entered it, you realized that that intuitive voice, that intuitive nudge was actually correct. How many of you ever experienced that? Right? All of you. Regarding my recent mini accident that I had, on that same day, I was having, I just woke up in the morning, and the word that came to me was Stitch. Stitch. I thought, well, Stitch is the name of a cartoon, but I never liked it. I don't know why it's coming up. Stitch. So you can say my soul, or you may want to say the team, the highlight team, the beings of light wanted to reach out to me and say, don't go out to the road right now. And that's what happened. I ignored it and never munched about it, and that happened. What is the point of activating the intuitive wealth of being? Well, the point of activating the intuitive wealth of being, actually, the very foundation of it starts with the realignment of the personality, or the surrender, ultimate surrender of the human ego to the I am presence. That's the first step. And when that happens, your life starts to flow in the field of grace. It doesn't mean that you will never be harmed in any way. You will, of course, whatever you need to learn on the soul level, you will learn physically, etherically, emotionally, mentally, spiritually. But you'll be learning through a much more ease. Just take a full deep breath. The benefit of activating the, or re-anchoring the intuitive wealth of being is becoming full with the Christ consciousness, becoming full with the Krishna consciousness, becoming full with as to who you are. The previous part, the part 4, was about the etheric wealth, right? We talked about how the ether is the foundation of everything that is physical. But this intuitive wealth goes way beyond. We as humans will continue to desire. We will continue to desire, even if it is the desire for ascension or liberation or moksha, what I like to call it. But that is still a desire. None of the fulfillment of the desires in this entire creation can ever fulfill you. It's not that you're very greedy. It's just that you are too vast. You are an ocean of light, thinking that it can be drawn in a cup. So whatever desires that we create, we manifest consciously and unconsciously. It's like we are trying to think that, okay, I'm going to fill this light with cup, I'm going to enjoy this cup, and then what? With every satisfaction of every desire, a new one tends to come up. It's not to say that the desires are bad. It was actually the capital D desire that inspired the source itself to create duality, the fun of life, the capital D drama of life with all the contrast, all the tragedy, all the romance, everything. The point of activating the intuitive wealth of being is really coming to your center, becoming who you are, merging more and more with your I am presence, more and more with your God or Goddess self. If you don't like to use that word, then just realizing that you are Shakti, you are energy, and so is everything else. I would choose to stop here and would like to lead you all through some fun exercises. I would like you to keep your mind open like children. If you want to have doubts, your doubts are very much welcome after the class. But for now, I would like you to just be as children, little children. Blessed are those who are the pure of heart, right? Take a deep breath. I would like you to visualize once again the ball of white light coming from the center of your heart, illuminating around you. This ball of light, like the light of Shivalingam, the spherical light, irradiating into the entire creation. Deep and fine, relaxed breath. Whatever that will flow into your mind, you're going to allow it to flow through. You notice the entire creation around you is becoming one with light as well. Every point of light reflects a possibility, a parallel reality in the river of time. Now, have this question in your mind. Why I, as a soul, chose to reincarnate in the country where I am born. Feel yourself as a ball of light traveling through this river of time, being drawn to a small point of light. Feel yourself being magnetized to it, as if drawn like a magnet. The small point continues to expand. Deep breaths. And you find yourself physicalized to another dimension, perhaps a different time. Take a moment to notice your feet. What are you wearing? How do you feel? What do you see around you? Let it flow. Once again, bringing this question to your mind. Why I chose to reincarnate in the country where I am born. Take a full deep breath. Let your light guide you Information might be pouring through very, very fast. You don't have to make notes. Allow. Whatever you see, feel, hear, or know, let it flow. And remain quiet for a while. A full deep breath once again. Visualize a star of pure white light entering from the heavens, entering into your head. And let it illuminate through your body. And let it illuminate the entire lifetime that you're experiencing right now. Every scene, every action, every thought, every feeling, every memory. Please repeat together. I celebrate the divine drama. I celebrate the variety. I celebrate the experiences. I celebrate me experiencing myself. By the power of this holy light, I now neutralize any and all causes of suffering coming through this lifetime and offer it all to my divine self. In the name of God, I now choose to see light within all. A deep in breath. Feel yourself being drawn upwards, traveling to the skies and stars, to the very heart of Source. Ask yourself, what were the lessons? What was I supposed to learn there in that lifetime? Be aware, be still, let the guidance continue to flow. Take a full deep breath once again. And return back to your body. Feel the light dimming down a bit and densifying into the physical flesh. Send the bright white light to the core of the Ma. Do not practice this exercise more than once in a month or so. This is the first time that we're recording something like this for public. And you open your eyes at your own pace. We'll take some feedback, and then we will move into another exercise where we will talk to the disease organ part. Actually, two more exercises where we will talk into the disease organ part, and the next one would be any area of our life that is feeling stuck. So I will unmute randomly one of you. Let's go with Tiffany. It's not important that you do receive something in the first try, but even if it's a one word or single image, that's a lot more. It's like the thread of the sweater. It keeps being pulled. Hi, Tiffany, can you hear me?
Hi, Narmada. Happy day.
Happy day. Would you like to share your
Yes,
experience?
yeah, I just felt incredibly warm, and then, like, I keep seeing a vibrant, like, rainbow ohm symbol.
Mm, okay. So did anything particular appear to you when you said why you were born? You're in US, right?
I am right now,
Yeah.
yes.
So you were born in US?
Yes, I was.
Yeah. So because the soul really chooses the place. It's very particular about a place. It may choose to live in certain other countries, but it's very particular about a place. That's what the astrology works in. So when you asked, why as a soul you chose to be born in US, what you got? The rainbows?
Yeah, the rainbows, and a
Mm,
really warm feeling.
warm feeling and rainbows. So what is it
Yeah.
for you? What do rainbows define for you?
I think right now, just like being light beings, just I'm even with my father's passing, I'm at a very good place right now. And I guess because I am, in the area where I grew up, it's just particularly helpful. But I just feel light and colorful.
Aha, colorful. So you wanted to see the different spectrum. No doubt, I think US
Yes,
is that country where most of the people are not the natives. Am I correct?
yes,
Yes, so that's the rainbow. No doubt
yes,
you as a soul wanted to experience the variety of people, the variety of cultures
yes,
mixed in one, and that too not just a mishmash, but really a colorful, that delightful celebration of our uniqueness. Right.
yes.
Absolutely. Here we go. Thank
Thank
you.
you. Thank you.
Thank you. Yes. So, we as souls sometimes choose. So, wow. Let's go with one more. I'm so enjoying this one. Let's go with okay, Richie. Hi, Richie, you're unmuted.
Hi, Nimita. I saw myself as I heard that I have some soul karmic connection to this country,
Mm-hmm.
and I saw River Ganga,
Mm,
and now that's it. And then I was knocked out.
okay. River Ganga, karmic issue. Yeah, Ganga is known as to be the
Yeah.
purifier of all that no longer serves the light. So, very interesting. So, whatever limitations that you might be experiencing in your life, physically or relationship-wise, it could have been definitely, I believe, planned by the soul, so to speak, to help you experience the contrast and to accept it, use it like a fertilizer, like a manure to accelerate your spiritual growth. So we can discern, we are trying to discern actually that you chose to be born in the country for rapid spiritual growth by choosing to have your karmic seeds being sprouted, the contrast one pretty much rapidly, thereby mastering the so-called challenges. And that will kind of, bring forth or accelerate your spiritual progress. One thing that I would like you to do, regularly is to call upon the angels of grace to bless your home, your life. Because as much as we can grow through, pain, sorrow, and suffering, we always grow through it. We will experience it. But calling upon the angels of grace as like a cushion to it, especially those of us who have chosen to rapidly, cleanse our old karmic seeds, which are not in alignment with our infinite self, you know. So I hope it makes a bit of sense to you.
Yeah,
Thank you.
it makes a lot of sense.
Ah,
Thank you.
thank you. Yes. Okay. Let's go into the second exercise. Where was I? Yeah. Talking to a body part. It could be a disease. It could be. We would have loved to go into addictions. But let's go with the body then. Okay. So allowing yourself to close your eyes, everyone. Once again, visualize it white light coming through the very center of your body. Let it irradiate your soul energy. Now take a minute to smile at your body and send love, gratitude, and appreciation to your body. It helps you to enjoy the world, the senses, every single sense, the touch, the taste, the vision, the songs, the sound. Just feel the love and appreciation for your physical body, for the precious vehicle that it is. This physical body is also a light body, just densified a bit. It is one with the kingdom or the queendom of Source. It is not the reason for separation. It's all one. Now take a moment to draw in your awareness to any part of your body that you think is bothering you. It could be a gland, an organ, or if your body is pretty much healthy, then any part of the body that you think should be more strong, right? So bring awareness to that part of the body. It could be even spine or adrenal glands or kidneys. Any organ, you can go with any organ. Our organs have consciousness. These organs are also evolving at their own by serving the human soul. This is a very intricate, divine biocomputer program that is constantly running through. Every single cell is processing information. So ask that body part, what would you like me to know? What can I do to make your presence more calmer, much more healthier? What changes would you like to see me make? Be childlike, let the answers flow through. You're very welcome to bring doubt after the session. But for now, just enjoy the game. The image or a thought, it could even be a smell of a particular kind. You might notice that as you're working with one part, some other part of your body starts to feel intense or there's energy building up, usually in the throat region. It could mean that the connection of this organ is connected to expression, release of anger, resentment, and transforming. Let's see what comes up. I just given an example. When you're finished with one part, you may want to move to the next one. Remember to take deep breaths. It's important that you be relaxed. Perhaps your body wants a particular kind of diet. It could be any kind of diet. Maybe more vegetarian, maybe more vegan, maybe more dairy, maybe more animal protein. Every body's unique. Tune in. What works for your body at this point of life. A deep breath. And take a moment of gratitude once again to that part of the body. Your body's capacity to heal is greater than any doctor in the world had ever told you or will ever tell you. This doesn't mean that we do not support the allopathic practitioners. It simply means that your inner wisdom that created your body knows better. But if it's really required to use those pills, surgery, whatever it works for the body, then you have to go for it. My dentist recently asked me to, there were some gums being receded at the very corner of the jaw, left jaw, and my doctor asked, let's wait for the gum to recede. And if it continues to recede, we're going to extract it, not just the tooth, but also the other two teeth beside it. He said that your teeth are pretty much small, very, very small, as compared to the regular size. And I just didn't want it. I went to the internet, looked for the cure of the receding gums, and I found about oil pulling, coconut oil pulling, virgin coconut oil. I started doing it. Within a month or so, my gums grew back, the gingiva. My dentist was surprised, and I had no need to extract those teeth. The point of the story is that you do go through pills and surgery only when it's like an extreme, with all gracious gratitude. But you do your best to tap into your body's ability to communicate. A lot of us have, maybe because we're too sensitive right from birth, and the body holds too much trauma, or absorbing people's stress, being an empath. But it's very, very important that we clear ourselves and connect with our essence, connect with our inner voice, that voice that tells us which profession to take, how to work on it, and how not to listen to people who are expecting you to behave in a certain way simply because everyone is doing the same. Take a deep breath and come back. You already feel so grounded. You may open your eyes. Doing these exercises might make you a bit lightheaded, which some of you might observe. We're going to do one more exercise after this one, and then we will end the class. All right, so let's go with Angelica. All right. Hi, Angelica, you're unmuted.
Yes, I was asking for my digestion,
Mm-hmm.
and I heard that my system needs lots of love and is very sensitive for like the princess on the pea,
Mm-hmm.
and I should avoid harsh energies from outside and also from my own thoughts. I
Mm-hmm.
should be gentle to my system.
Mm. Mm. It could also
What I
mean
heard.
being connecting with your inner child, and perhaps doing some meditations, calling upon the souls of your father and mother to bless them, release them, and to own the responsibility that you are already grown up. And now you choose to allow your I am presence to completely parent you and completely provide you with love and everything that you will ever need. Make sense?
Yes, yes.
Mm. Great, great. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you.
Everyone who's listening online, don't expect me to, kind of give you the clarity. And that's not what I do. I do take readings twice in a month or so. I'll be taking a reading in the month of August. So a lot of people expect me to do readings, like 4 readings in a day or something. But that's not how I do. That's not how I work. Right? So just tune within. Your inner teacher knows the best. If you cannot find the meaning to whatever you received, just release it to the universe and say, Universe, this was it. Please clarify me in the divine time. Okay? So going back to my teeth, the dentist said it's too small. Now, I have this dentist friend. I met him after 2 years. He came to see me after the accident, and he just shared with me that, there was a recent research. He said that people who are non-vegetarian, they have a bigger set of teeth, especially in their, what do you call it, the wisdom tooth area. And people who are vegetarian, it's smaller. And it totally made sense to me because our body will respond to a lifestyle. Why not, right? So it's almost been like 35 days now. I'm living on prana. I'm just eating one time lunch and that's it. Otherwise, I'm meditating and doing some yogic exercises to nourish my system with prana. I'm not saying that you should stop doing it, but what I'm telling you is that my body personally is made for prana. It's not made much for food. So that's how I'm doing good. It's all good, So that also tells a lot about the size of the teeth. Let's go with one more. I'm interested to know with one more. Let's again go with Tiffany. Okay. Hi, Tiffany. You're again unmuted.
Hi. Yeah, mine was mainly, it seemed in my stomach area, so
Mm.
like digestion, and I felt the same thing, kind of be that little voice saying, just be gentle, more
Ah,
gentle with yourself.
more gentle with yourself. Mm, good.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Yes. How many of you ever observed that, let's say you're having a meal and someone is shouting, someone is sharing their painful story, you lose your appetite. How many of you ever observed that, right? In some countries, they have the tradition that you don't talk while you're having the meals. So that's what Angelica and Tiffany are sharing, that being gentle with the self is a direct connection to the digestive system. And great going. One cause could have many effects. One effect could have many causes, you know. So it makes a lot of sense. And, having fiber, if you go from the logical brain perspective, we'll talk about the logical wealth in the next series. But I hope this one helps. Let's go with one more. Mm, our career. How about? All right. So before we move into that, I would like you to drink a glass of water. You've done a lot of energy work. I'm just going to mute myself here. You take time to have a glass of water. Okay, is everyone back? You can raise a hand if you're back. You can use intuitive wealth to connect with your pets. You can use intuitive wealth to understand a family member. You can use intuitive wealth to, go back to a particular trauma and really face it, not in terms of fighting, but really see it, what was going on, why the other person was operating from that perspective. And then at that point, it's very, very easy to forgive and just bygones be bygones. It doesn't mean that what they did to you was okay. It simply means that you understand why. I remember reading a manual on reincarnation. It said that souls who are very young, they tend to operate in a very selfish manner. I was like, okay. So it said that the young souls, because not having much exposure to the divine teachings or life in general, what happens is they try to think that by reinforcing their personality, which is not their reality, just a temporary aspect of themselves, by reinforcing their personality, they will be able to what do you call it? To find their absolute security once again, which is nothing but a subconscious need to find a security in source, in source energy. Intuitive wealth can be used to understand different cultures, different timelines, understand your parents, your children. Intuitive wealth can be used even in your profession. You're quite aware that a lot of policemen, a lot of legal cases, they don't necessarily go by the book, quote unquote. They have certain rules and norms, but there's a time when they don't need to go by the book, so to speak. And just to tell you an example, I was traveling and I took this Ganesha idol, small Ganesha idol for a marriage. And as we were, the plane, everyone was there. The plane was supposed to take off. The custom department, what do you call them? Custom, right? They called up to me and said, "Who is Narmada Pratap Singh?" as if I was having drugs. So they called me to this room, all white, bit scary, but I'd seen those scenes in the movie. And as I was walking down, I said, okay, it seems like the silver Ganesha idol. It was a small silver Ganesha idol as a gift to a couple, newlywed couple. I went there and they said, we observed this idol and we would like you to clarify it. And I said, oh, it's just a gift and it's recently purchased for a wedding. And then they asked me to open it. They opened it. Then they asked me for the bill, where's the bill? I said, no, I'm not carrying the bill. And this is its value. It's not very high. And just having a bit of communication. They said that we actually are, calling into these kind of cases because recently there was a smuggling of the ancient idols of the deities. That's why we are being pretty aware. So they just looked into each other for a while and said, okay, you can go. That's it. If they wanted to, they could have, asked me to just stay because I was not having the bill, so to speak. But they let me go because they were not going by the book. In the same manner, if you look into the similar manner, if you look into the story of Jesus, he's known to be pulling corns out of the field. at a sabbatical day, the day when everyone was supposed to worship the Lord. He said, rules are made for men, not men made for rules. Something which is legal today could be illegal tomorrow. Something which is illegal today would be legal tomorrow. The concept of right and wrong are pretty tricky. In some cultures where having many wives is a nice thing, in other cultures it is not. In some cultures where having many children is a nice thing, in others it is not. In some cultures where cats are wonderful pets, in other cultures it is not. That intuitive wealth helps you to cut through the chase and get into the spirit of oneness. In essence, it helps you to establish harmony not only within yourself but also in your society, with your neighbor, with everything in general. You see the importance of it. Let's go with the last exercise. We already passed the 1 hour mark. So, closing your eyes once again. Why are we closing our eyes? We can do the intuitive work with open eyes as well, not an issue, but for the beginning, it's kind of good. So, closing the eyes and visualizing yourself as just white light. Feel yourself as infinite white light spread throughout the universe, no form. And feel at the very center of this infinite white light your personality, how you know of yourself as Tiffany, as Srinivasa, as Angelica, as Narmada, how you know of yourself to be. Notice how small this personality is in presence of this infinite light. This personality simply reflecting this infinite consciousness on a very limited note. Take a full deep breath. With a childlike heart, once again, I would like you to just say in your mind, I would like the energy of money to take a form and come to the very center of this light. The form of the money could be a leaf, a note, a dollar bill, a rupee note, a coin, a piece of paper, a book. Whatever it comes, let it allow. I would like the entity of money to express itself in a particular form. A full deep breath. And now communicate. This is known as the telepathic communication, intuitively telepath. It's different from channeling. It's more like a revelation. It comes directly from source. So ask, what can I do to have a free flow of money? Be with a childlike heart. Let the information flow. Notice what you notice. full deep breath once again. And turn back to your center. Knowing that the I am presence births you, creates your body. Money is just a very easy thing for it to provide to you. It provided you with the gift of life. If you begin to trust more and more this I am presence, this God self, this Christ itself, this Krishna self, you will begin to be provided and never live in lack in any level. Let's take some time to bring your awareness into the soles of the feet and let it ground. How I felt the energy of money was, I felt the energy of money like a book, almost like the cover of the Harry Potter, which meant that there's a strong belief within me that said, only if I am able to read more books, I will be able to amplify the energy of money in my life. Of course, most of my work is teaching, not much of the counseling work. I call myself more like a scientist. But there's a strong belief that said, only until if you finish so and so books, so and so number of books, shall you be entitled to how the entity of money. You know, money is just energy. Energy follows intention. There are people who are not into books. They are multimillionaires. There are people who are high school dropouts, but they are millionaires. Our perception, our belief regarding any energy, be it a relationship or be it just energy of money as you see here, can literally mold our reality. Once again, our perception regarding any kind of energy can literally mold our reality. It could be health, it could be money, it could be God, it could be anything. You are so powerful. The universe always says to you, yes, master. So let's take a moment with one of you to see how did the entity of money came, in which form, and what guidance did you receive? Hi, Venkatesha, you're unmuted.
Yes, Narmada Akshit.
Yes.
I got the image of the gold coins oozing out from the palms of Ma Mahalakshmi.
Okay.
And when I asked the question as to how to receive the flow of money in my life,
Mm-hmm.
I got a clear knowingness that I should be connecting with the consciousness that the universe is providing for me. The universe has always provided for me. The universe is providing for me. The universe will provide for me. I should connect with that consciousness, get in sync with that consciousness. Then the money will be flowing effortlessly.
Okay, great. So, just to, try to kind of reveal more here. So, you're having your own clinic, right? Your healer's clinic where you do
Yes,
readings and things,
yes,
right? So,
yes,
your clients is the local clients, right? The place where you live,
correct. Yes,
right? So, what it could also mean is that unconsciously you're also limiting your abundance flow by thinking that the clients will only come from your city. Okay?
right,
Once you're
right,
in the sync of the universe is my supply, not my clients or not my limited belief that the local clients, when you'd be very
right,
confident to, I can teach online classes, I can go online, I can have online clients.
right.
When you expand yourself to that, you will have more
Okay.
flow of abundance. Make sense?
Oh, wonderful.
Yeah.
Yes,
So stop limiting yourself that your clients will only come to your city. Just be open to the universe. Do some visualizations regularly that people of different, I don't like
okay,
to say that word, but people of different backgrounds, different colors, different countries are just coming to you and saying, Venkatesha, I would love to have a session. How much do you charge?
right,
I've heard so much about you, Just charge that
right,
visualization with some emotion and just break that
right.
limitedness that your clients will
Okay,
always come through the city. Okay?
okay,
You don't need to
right,
worry how
right.
it will come
Okay,
true. Just do the visualization. Work with your magic.
right.
Thank you.
Okay, okay. Thank you. Thank you.
Wow, it's amazing. So you see, we did some wonderful exercises, and the guides were really, really practical. Although intuition is something that cannot be, you know, verbalized much with the left brain, but the guys were really insistent that I have to take this class like this, not a transmission. Of course, this was like a transmission, but not a formal one. So I hope you enjoyed this class and you once again reawaken to the fact, the value of having an intuitive wealth. If you would like to start with the journey, I invite you to start with the Spiritual Wealth series, the part 1 workshop. And for that, you need to qualify for the Physical Alchemy. If you're interested, do drop me a message as to what is Physical Alchemy course. It's a 7-day course, chakra by chakra, where you work with light language transmissions and light work to literally transform your beingness. So if you're interested about that, you feel intrigued about it, then I invite you to begin a journey through the physical alchemy. Previously, we allowed people to enter the spiritual world directly, but what we realized that the transmissions were very, very powerful, and it was causing a bit of uneasiness. And how I like to work with my students and clients is to actually make myself a guinea pig first, experiment with the sciences, and then provide it to the public on a very, very graceful note. So that's why we said, okay, if you are really interested to work with this, we invite you to start with the Physical Alchemy course. And of course, keep tuned to the Oasis. We are offering the Planetary Wealth Service meditations daily, starting from tomorrow, 5 p.m. actually. We were previously having 7 a.m. Indian time, but now 5 p.m. You will find the links at the fan page, the group. And thank you so much for your love at YouTube, at Oasis, at Facebook, at messages, emails. And I do feel it, I do feel the connection that the wonderful community that we are as the Oasis family. Thank you so much for joining in. I hope you enjoyed today's class. Have a blessed day. Have a blessed night. This is Narmada Akshad for Online Lightworkers Oasis. I shall be uploading the recording possibly tomorrow. The recording ends now. Thank you everyone for joining in. Bye.
Thank you very much.
Thank
Bye.
you. Thank you so much.